You're listening to Tiger-Cats Pregame presented by Greenworks. Whether on offense or defense, Greenworks Tools has got you and your lawn covered. Tackle any chore like the pros with our full lineup of tools at greenworkstools.com. Well, the Tiger-Cats are out right now doing their pregame stretches, and they are looking real sharp in their double black pants and jerseys with a little gold trim. Looking real good. Lions will be in their yellow. I guess I can consider them their lighter shades here at Tim Hortons Field. Folks, it is time for Pregame Salutations presented by Niagara Falls Tourism. There's no better time to book your spontaneous overnight getaway to Niagara Falls, Canada than now. Find it all at NiagaraFallsTourism.com. The autumn and winter seasons are brimming with excitement in the falls. Well, Coach John Salvanis, you reside, not too far from the falls, and visually, what a beautiful time of the year it is in terms of what we're seeing and the trees and the leaves and all that kind of stuff. But on the football field, it's great having the Tiger-Cats playing meaningful games at this time of the year.
Yeah, you're right, Bubba. This time of the year, you feel the energy, and the players know they get less time to practice on the field, more time in the film room. And this gives them the energy they need to play in these big games. And this is going to be one of the biggest games this year.
Coach, before we get into this game, you were kind of spot on with a lot of your analysis before last game, and I just want to get your sort of report. What did you think about last game, and how it went, and what needs to change since then?
Well, I appreciate the fact that we talked about the last game in Saskatchewan. I thought the defense did a great job of keeping the ball in front of them, not allowing the big play. They never did, Saskatchewan never did get inside the red zone for the entire ball game. I thought the offensive line played extremely well in that game, the best I've seen all year long. And second to that, Bo Mitchell came into that game and showed us what kind of arm strength he has, and he presented himself so well. The big throw down the middle to White, and then the great throw in the end zone to Bayless for the touchdown. So overall, I thought our analysis worked out very well in the way we set it up for the fans.
Well, you got to think the goal is to get Bo Levi full go, game ready for the playoffs. We saw one quarter of action last week. What do you expect with the quarterback situation tonight? Well,
I expect at least a half. At least 2 quarters for Bo. And if it goes beyond that, I would not be surprised. But at the same time, Schultz did such a great job coming in the last ball game in presenting the difference between a drop-back quarterback and a guy who can get out of the pocket and move around. So given all of that consideration, Bo was our guy. Bo was brought here to take us to the Grey Cup as a team. So I would hope he has a great game tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned Schultz. They're both coming off injury, so you want to get them both ready for the playoffs if you need them. But you got to think the priority would be to play Bo the most effective amount of time, right? Not too much, not too little. Is it an arm thing? Is it a legs thing? Can he take some hits? Is it the endurance? Like what exactly are you measuring?
Well, I think the measurement comes from you've only got 2 days of practice since the last ball game, and I think Bo showed us the arm strength that we expected of Bo in that last ball game. But at the same time, there's going to be a 2-week layoff coming up. So, with the bye week coming up, I think Bo has to go as long as he's able to go in terms of his strength, his agilities, etc. At the same time, you're getting ready for the playoffs. In your practice time, you split the time between your 2 quarterbacks, and you give them both different packages to work on. So Bo's package is going to be a drop-back package, no doubt. And when Matthew comes in, it's going to be more of a movement-type quarterback.
Well, tonight going against the BC Lions, last time the Ticats played them, they really dominated. They got some turnovers. They were able to get quarterback pressure. They were able to protect the quarterback. I don't know if it's going to be that easy tonight. What does Hamilton need to do to win tonight?
Well, I don't think it'll be easy by any means. But what you're referring to is, in my opinion, what Hamilton needs to do is shorten the ball game. And by shortening the ball game, here's what I mean. No turnovers for the offensive side. Run the ball. Butler had a great game out in BC. Run the ball with Butler. Finish your drives with points. In that first game, Hamilton had 3 takeaways that played a big role in winning that football game. You got to play field position against these guys. You got to kick that ball away from Terry Williams. Now, they did a great job in Saskatchewan keeping it away from Alford. Do the same thing tonight. As far as the defensive goes, defense has to be able to play a little softer zone, stay back, contest the 50-50 ball. Don't allow the runs after the catch. Make sure tackles on those people. And the front 7 has got to be able to apply the pressure on the quarterback and contain the run to allow that secondary to stay in that soft zone.
So similar to what you were talking about last week was against Saskatchewan, but that would put a lot of pressure on that run defense, right? If players are dropping back in the zone and being a little less aggressive towards the line of scrimmage?
That's exactly right. And the fact that your front 7 has to take care of the run. Now, they've got a new running back in tonight. Mazzell is out of the ball game. This is a guy they have not seen, so they don't know what to expect from him. But at the same time, the quarterback, Vernon Adams, is the second leading rusher on that team.
There's a saying around the Canadian Football League, good VA, bad VA. What do the Tiger-Cats have to do to influence more of the bad Vernon Adams?
Well, Vernon Adams lives by the pass. All right, he's got 29 TDs, 16 interceptions. 23 times he's thrown completions of 30-plus yards down the field. He has a great set of receivers. Between Hatcher and Hollins combined, they have 49 second down conversions.
Wow.
Now, their conversion rate on second down is 50%. So, to me, what they've got to do against Vernon Adams, number one, they've got to pressure him. They've got to get to him. He was sacked 6 times last game in Winnipeg, in the Winnipeg game. He's been sacked, I think, 39 times for the entire season. So he is susceptible to that. So you've got to get after him, and at the same time, make your rush lane such that he can't escape and give them the first downs.
Well, this Lions receiving core is impressive across the board, and Vernon Adams does lead the league in passing yards, second in passing touchdowns. So you got to expect they're going to try to pass the ball. Can the Ticats win in a shootout?
Negative. I don't believe that they can win a shootout unless Bo is exceptional in the quarterback position for Hamilton. That's why I think you have to shorten the game and you have to be competitive in what you do and not allow it to get to a shootout. In field position, as you well know, is a difference maker in so many of these ball games.
Well, the BC Lions are thriving on their quarterback pressure, and their defense has been ranked in the tops of the league all year and considered one of the best in the year. But really, it does start with that quarterback pressure. What do the Ticats have to do to keep the quarterback clean, keep those sacks away and any negative plays in the backfield of the Hamilton offense?
Well, the first thing I would say is the center, Beard, has got to point out Matthew Betts, their defensive end, and point right to him. That's Matthew Betts over there. We're going to keep him from getting to our quarterback. He's the leading sacker in the league. He's got 16 sacks. He's got 3 forced fumbles. He's even got a punt block. So he is dynamic on that side of the ball. Whether you chip him with a back, put a tight end over him, or allow your offensive tackle to go one-on-one with him, all of those things have to mesh in this game. And really, he is the key. It goes back to when Brent Johnson in 205, 206.
He was good.
Was the outstanding Canadian rush end for the BC Lions. And Betts is right on his heels and may catch him before this season's over.
Yeah, certainly impressive season so far. And We'll get a chance to talk with Moj on Speaking with the Enemy a bit about bets coming up next. But back to the Cats. Is there any players that have really been turning it on to you and really impressing you as of late in particular?
The first one that comes to mind is Sunderland. Put in at that corner position on the boundary side. Did a great job in the Saskatchewan game. He was able to come up and make tackles right at the line of scrimmage numerous times in that ball game. I like the way he plays. I think that Katsantonis in the free safety position has really come on and become a great Canadian free safety. I think he's got 5 interceptions and a fumble recovery already. He had a great interception in that last ball game against Saskatchewan. So those guys in the back end. In the front end, Carney has really played well and has great stats coming into this ball game, as well as Sales on the inside. So those are the guys that first come to mind when you ask that question.
You know, Coach Sal, let's hope the Tiger-Cats momentum continues. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I will. You know, let's get for that home playoff date. It's so important, this contest. As always, we appreciate the fine job you do with Pregame Salutations, presented by Niagara Tourism. Enjoy the game.
Thank you so much, Bubba and Andy.